find it. It doesn't seem to be on any of these stations.
Keep looking.
Oh, you're going too slow. Let me take the wheel.
It's too fast. How could you even tell what's on?
I can tell.
There it is. Go back.
Back.
Too late. I'm in the 40s. Gotta go around the horn. It's faster.
Wait, stop.
And look for the giant chicken!
Now, Etch.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with my beautiful wife, Karina, from beautiful Venezuela. We went through the K-1 visa process just like you guys. And Karina, although from Venezuela, lived in Colombia for almost 6 years. We dated for 3 years. We got married on January 14th, 2024 on the beach here in beautiful Florida. And Karina applied for her green card and she's waiting for her green card. She also applied for a application for employment authorization, or an EAD document, which is a work permit, which is temporary while she waits for her green card. So she can work temporarily on this document while she waits for her green card. The form is I-765, application for employment authorization. This video is how to fill out the form, the easy way, okay? We try to make things easy for you on This Is Your Channel. Now, I'm not an immigration attorney. I don't work for the government, USCIS. I don't give you any legal advice, nothing. But I've got 9 years experience processing K-1 visas. But my job is I'm a real estate agent here in Florida. Now, today is March 27th, 2024. And if you apply for your employment authorization document between now and March 31st of 2024, there's no fee, there's no cost involved. It's a free form, okay? But commencing April 1st, 2024, so if you're watching this video after April 1st, 2024, there's going to be an adjustment. There's going to be a visa fee of $260 to process this document. Now, what is this form? Well, it's for certain non-citizens who are in the United States of America legally, who may file for this application for employment, okay, and request this document. Some people also apply for an advanced parole document with this form, plus their green card. The advanced parole document is free, but on April 1st, there will be a $630 immigration fee for the advanced parole document, which is Form I-131. But let's get into it. Let's go ahead and get started and talk about how to process the I-765. Now, when you get the form, and I printed it right here, okay, there are a total of 7 pages. That's it. It's a very easy form to fill out. On page 1, you're going to put the reason for applying. Why are you applying for this? Well, you're going to check 1A, initial permission to accept employment. If you're on a K-1 visa and you entered the United States and now you're working off of an I-94, you're going to fill out the application for employment. The reason for applying is block 1A, initial permission to accept employment, okay? Next thing you're going to go on to is the information about you, Mr. Sponsor, Miss Beneficiary. The next thing is information about you. You're going to put your full legal name. Now, if you are female and you took your husband's last name, that is now your new legal name, okay? Karina is now Karina Ross. So when she filled out her form, her work permit form, she put her full legal name as Ross Karina, middle name, okay? And then you go on to other names used, which is on page 1, block 2A. What other names have you used? Well, you're going to put your maiden name down. What was Karina's maiden name? Well, her maiden name went in there, you know? So you provide all other names that you have ever used, aliases, maiden names, and nicknames, okay? If you need extra space to do this, on page 7, there's a place where you can do that, okay? Now let's move on to items 5A through 5F. 5A through 5F, which is on page 2. Now you've completed the rest of your information about you, but this is where you're going to put your valid residency in the United States. Okay, where do you live in America? You must provide a valid mailing address in the United States, 5A to 5F, page 2. Now, you may list a valid U.S. residence, or you can use an APO or a commercial address, and you must also list You may also list a U.S. Post Office box if you want to, if that's how you receive your mail. Okay? If your mail is sent to someone other than you, Mr. Beneficiary and Mr. Beneficiary, you must put the name of the person in care of. Do not use your attorney's or other legal representative's mailing address. Let's suppose you hired an immigration attorney to do this very easy process. You threw your money away, okay? Do not use your attorney's address for the work permit, okay?
What you talking about, Willis?
Okay, so you're still on page 2. Now you're moving on to item number 8, which is the alien registration number, the A number. This number is listed on your NOA-2 letter, okay? Item number 9, the USCIS online account number, if you have one. You can find your USCIS online account number by logging into your account and going to the profile page. Then you can find your number. Item number 10, select the box that indicates whether you are male or female. Well, you should know that, right? And then item number 11 is your marital status. What is your marital status? Well, you are now married. So you're going to put married. Item number 12, previous application for employment. Have you ever applied for this form before? If you have, you got to provide copies of it, okay? Items number 13A through 17B, questions regarding Social Security number, okay? The question asks you, if you have a Social Security number, has one ever been issued to you? If it has, you say yes and you put the number in there, okay? If you don't have one and you want Homeland Security to contact the Social Security Administration, they will do it. They will help you, okay? Just check the appropriate boxes. Now we're still on page 2, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Items number 18A to 18B. Country of citizenship. Well, Karina's from Venezuela, so she put down here that she's from Venezuela, etc. Okay, that's her country. If you are a stateless person, let's suppose you are a refugee who is a stateless person, you print the name of the country where you were last a citizen of. Okay, if you are a citizen or national of more than one country, type or print the name of the foreign country that issued your last passport. Okay, we have somebody that's on a subscriber to this channel who is Canadian with Polish citizenship and Canadian citizenship. So because she's a Canadian citizen with a Canadian passport, she would write Canada down as her country of citizenship. Okay, now we're moving on to page 3 of Form I-765, okay? It's going to ask you in part 2, the place of birth. What's your place? Well, Karina was born in Venezuela. What city or town? Well, she was born in Caracas. What was the province? She was born in Miranda province or districto in the country of Venezuela. Then her date of birth goes underneath that, month, day, year. Make sure you don't mess that up. Some countries go day, month, year. Don't do that. In America, it's month, day, year. And then you put information about your last arrival into the United States of America, okay? Which is items 21A through 21E on page 3. Your Form I-94 arrival departure record. If the CBP, the Customs and Border Patrol, or USCIS issued you a Form I-94 arrival departure record, provide that number. Well, they did. When you entered the United States, they provided you that number. You may not have it right away. You may have to wait a couple of days. The Form I-94 is also known as the departure number. And if you were admitted into the United States of America by the Customs and Border Patrol at an airport or a seaport, you're going to have an electronic form issued for you, okay, instead of a paper form. And you can go to this website right here, www.cbp.gov/I-94, to obtain a paper version of this electronic form. You must include that form when you apply for your green card. The passport and travel document numbers, you're going to put your passport number in there. You're going to put the expiration date of your passport. And in item 22, in number 22, you're going to state the date of your last arrival into the United States. Well, Karina and I, we entered the United States on January 3rd, 2024 via Miami. So she put Miami down there, okay? And the date of her arrival was January 3rd, 2024, okay? Then we're moving on to item 23, which is the place of your last arrival in the United States was Miami. And then item 24 is the immigration status at your last arrival. Well, Karina's immigration status is K1, okay? Is K1. And then in block 25 on page 3, you're going to put K1 also, which is your current immigration status. 26 won't apply to you on a K1 visa. And then part 27, eligibility category, your category for entering the United States on a K1 visa is going to be C9. C9, okay? Then you go on to page, you go through 28, 29, all the way down. Most of these questions are going to be irrelevant. They're not going to apply to you entering as a K1.
Why didn't say that?
Now, if you've ever been arrested, Miss Beneficiary, Mr. Beneficiary, but you were given permission to enter the United States, USCIS, and the embassy approved your K1 visa, but you had a minor problem in your home country, just include with your employment application, with your green card application, the disposition of the case. Pay for the green card, and now you're going to have to pay for this employment authorization document commencing April 1st. Pay by check. Don't use a money order. Don't use your credit card. So many people are having problems with their credit card. Their banks are not permitting the transactions to go through. Use a check. Make the check or money order out. My preference is a check to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Do not abbreviate anything. You spell out U.S. Department of Homeland Security. Do not use initials like USDHS or DHS. Then you're going to have the applicant statement. Now, if you can't read or write English, you're going to have a translator who's going to help you with this, okay, which is on page 4. You're going to sign on page 4, block 7A. The applicant, the beneficiary, will sign block 7A, page 4. If you've got a translator, they're going to fill out their information, the interpreter's information on page 4, page 5. If the interpreter helped you fill this out, the interpreter will be the preparer also, okay? But if the interpreter just interpreted the questions for you and you filled it out, then you don't worry about the preparer. You just ignore that. And then on page 6, you're going to talk about the preparer some more, the preparer certification and signature, which isn't going to apply probably for you. And then on page 7, if you want to add any additional information, this is where you do it. You put the page number, the part number, and the item number, and explain whatever it is you want to explain. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The 7-page employment authorization document. It's easy to do. It's not hard to fill out. You don't need an immigration attorney. I do a live stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. Hang in there. Be patient. Thanks for watching. See you at the next video and see you at the next live stream. Be patient. You can do this.
I'll be back.